When I got up yesterday morning, there was this wonderful atmospheric fog everywhere, and it lasted pretty much the whole day until the sun began to set in the evening. Then when I got up this morning, the fog was back. Again, it looked really atmospheric, but it began to clear about middle of the afternoon. It's now about 8:30 p.m. and I would have loved to get out and do some atmospheric woodland photography or landscape photography, but I had some other photography work to do, so it's only now that I've been able to get out. And as you can see, it is totally different conditions. The sun is bright, it's an absolutely wonderful evening, but it's so dramatically different from what it was earlier on. We've even got a little bird just sitting along from me here with a worm in its mouth. It's just amazing. I wish I had my camera ready to take a shot, but totally different conditions, so I'm hoping to get a nice sunset. Now the fog hasn't actually cleared, there's still some hanging around off in the horizon, so there's not many clouds, if indeed any, in the sky, just a bare covering. So we're not going to get a detailed cloud covered sky, but we could get some very atmospheric colour as the sun sets through the fog, so we'll see what happens. So the first thing that caught my eye tonight was not really a landscape shot as such, but more a detailed section of the landscape. I like the alignment of this pool of water here just behind me, and also the alignment of the rocks, some of the colour in the foreground and the light as the sun hits it, which is just setting off in front of me here. So I'm a 1/4 of a second exposure for this f11 ISO 100 with a polarizer, which is just bringing out some colour in the grass here and also bring out some colour in the actual rock itself as the sun hits it. So quite a nice scene. We've got some birds flying overhead there. I don't know if the camera will pick those up, but the sun is dipping. There's some quite nice colour in the sky over this direction. So I'm going to head off. I've got this shot just in time before the sun dips behind these rocks in front of me and there's too much shadow in my foreground. So I'm going to have a look around, see if there's anything else that I like the look of. Some geese flying past there, but I can't believe how quickly things change at the coast. The fog has come back in again. Just before I left, about 30 minutes ago from my last spot, there was some amazing colour in the sky where the sun was setting. Now it's just completely covered in fog off in the horizon. There isn't much colour at all. And there's fog in the direction I was wanting to shoot, so I'm going for a long exposure. It may turn out to be quite an atmospheric shot. That's what I was talking about at the start of the video, hoping to get through the day, but not at sunset. I was hoping for some colour, but we'll see how this shot turns out. But the conditions have changed so dramatically in about 30 minutes, it's hard to believe. So as you can see now, the fog has really come in. It's getting so thick. I would say I can see about 20 metres at very most before the fog is starting to interfere with what I can see in terms of clarity. So the shot I was trying to capture here, I was using some leading lines out to some rocks. I can barely see the rocks now out at sea, so there's no point trying to show you in the camera. But I think the composition was quite nice, some splashes of colour in the foreground, interesting curves. And I was hoping to get some nice colour in the sky, but that completely didn't happen. The fog came in and may have ended up with quite an atmospheric shot, so I'll need to see this one edited to know whether or not I'm going to be happy with it, but hopefully I am, and I'll show you the image anyway. But I took a couple of different variations, landscape, some long exposure, and also portrait, about 1 to 2 second exposures at the end as the light dropped as well. So hopefully got something quite nice. But all my gear is now getting wet, all the cameras are wet, the bag is wet, I'm getting wet, so time to head off. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in my next vlog.